As project managers, we know that the most valuable resource we have is time. That is why this course is strictly time-boxed. Zero fluff, maximum value. What you're listening to right now is Module 4 of our complete 6-part PMP Essentials framework. Today we are diving into the domain that catches the most candidates off guard, the business environment domain. It makes up 26% of the 2026 exam, and it tests your ability to think like a business executive, not just a task manager. Let's establish our baseline and execute. Look at the breakdown in your screen. The business environment domain is small, only 4 tasks, but it carries a massive 26% weight. That means every single one of these tasks is heavily tested. These tasks are: plan and manage project compliance, evaluate and deliver project benefits and value, execute external business environment changes, support organizational change. The core mindset shift here is moving from deliverables to business value. PMI expects you to understand why the project exists in the context of the broader organization. Let's look at task 1, plan and manage project compliance. Notice the difference between the predictive and agile approaches. In a predictive environment, compliance is planned upfront. You identify all regulatory, legal, and organizational requirements before executing begins, and you build them into the schedule and budget. In an agile environment, compliance is treated as continuous requirement. It is often built into the definition of done for every user story. The XM rule here is absolute. Compliance is non-negotiable. If a scenario asks whether you should skip a compliance step to save time or money, the answer is always no. Moving to task 2, evaluate and deliver project benefits and value. Look at the artifacts. These are the documents that justify the project's existence. The business case defines the financial justification, the ROI, the NPV, the IRR. The benefits management plan defines how and when those benefits will be delivered and measured. As a project manager, you must constantly verify that the project is still aligned with these documents. If the market changes and the business case is no longer valid, you must escalate this to the sponsor or steering committee. You do not continue executing a project that no longer delivers value. This brings us directly to task 3. Evaluate external business environment changes. Look at the PESTLE analysis framework on your screen. Political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors. Projects do not exist in a vacuum. If a new law is passed or a new competitor disrupts the market, the project's scope or priority might need to change. Your job is to monitor these external factors and assess their impact on the project's baselines and business case. Task 4 is support organizational change. Delivering the product is only half of the battle. If the organization doesn't adopt the project fails to deliver value. Look at the transition steps on your screen. You might assess the organization's readiness for change, identify training needs, and actively support the transition from project state to operational state. In Agile, this is done incrementally. You release MVPs and gather feedback to ease the organization into the change. Let's talk about the ultimate business environment trap, the value delivery trap. Look at the warning on your screen. The trap is assuming that delivering the scope exactly as planned means the project is a success. Rule: scope completion does not equal project success. Value delivery equals project success. If you deliver exactly what it was asked, on time and on budget, but the market has changed and the product is no longer useful, the project failed. Always prioritize business value over strict scope adherence. How does Agile handle this? Look at the Agile value delivery model. Agile prioritizes value through the product backlog. The product owners ensures the product owner ensures that the highest value items are at the top of the backlog and are delivered first. By delivering minimum viable products, our MVPs, early and often, Agile ensures that even if the project is cancelled halfway through, significant business value has already been delivered and realized. Let's look closer at compliance audits right now. Audits are formal reviews to ensure the project is adhering to organizational policies and external regulations. Exam rule: do not fear audits. Welcome them. They are a tool for quality assurance and risk mitigation. If an auditor finds a non-compliance issue, your immediate action is to assess the impact and implement corrective action through the formal change control process. Now about the role matrix. The project manager is not the sponsor. The sponsor provides the funding and owns the business case. However, the PM is responsible for monitoring the business case. If you notice a variance that threatens the business case, you do not cancel the project yourself. You assess the impact, document it, and escalate it to the sponsor with recommendations. Look at the continuous value assessment loop. In the 2026 exam, you are expected to continuously assess value, not just at the end of the project. This means regularly reviewing the benefits management plan during phase gates or sprint reviews. You are on track? Are you on track to deliver the expected ROI? If not, what changes are required? What happens when a regulation changes mid-project? Look at the workflow. Identify the new regulation, the external change, assess the impact on the project's compliance requirement, assess the impact on scope, schedule, and budget, submit a change request to update the baselines to ensure compliance. Never ignore a regulatory change and never implement it without assessing the impact on the baselines first. Let's review the Class 4 summary, the business environment baseline. Compliance is non-negotiable. It must be planned for and continuously monitored. Value and scope. Delivering business value is the ultimate goal, not just completing deliverables. Monitor the environment. Projects exist in a dynamic business environment. Adapt to external changes. Support of the adoption. A product is useless if the organization doesn't adopt it. Plan for organizational change. Master these four principles and you will dominate the 26% of the exam dedicated to this domain. Our execution is complete. Your action item for today is to review the four business environment tasks in your Oracle checklist. Ensure you understand the artifacts associated with them, specifically the business case and business management plan. In class 5, we'll bring everything together and look at the 5 focus areas of project delivery, how the project lifecycle actually flows from initiation to closure. Click on the link on your screen to proceed to class 5, protect your study time, execute like a PM. Thank you for watching.